wonderful Saturday afternoon in Colorado to come here and participate in our democracy. My name is Carolyn Strauss. I am a professional MC and brought in to facilitate this conversation. I am neutral. Consider me Switzerland today. But side note, I'm not personally neutral. I'm a Coloradan and I deeply care what happens to our state. I deeply care, but today I am here to remain neutral and to make sure that we as Colorado District 8 level up and raise up to the level that we are as humans and as a community. We are here to be kind, respectful, open-hearted, and open-minded today. Now, a couple of things. Does anybody necesita interpretación? Si alguien necesita esto, tenemos. So if anybody needs interpretation, we have Spanish interpretation happening here. So if you do, please go to the back and we will get somebody to give you a headset translator, which I think is awesome, right? Also, there are people here in different colored vests. If anyone here has an emergency or needs help or support in anything, please find one of our volunteers wearing an orange vest, and they are here to assist and make sure that this stays positive and uplifting and a good experience for everybody. That's why we're here. One other thing, this whole event is being recorded. Now, I'm noticing an empty chair over here to your right. I know, but we can't yell at each other because he's not here. He's not here. He has been invited, and we were hoping that he would come. Given that he is not here, it's okay. Go for it. That's the hashtag, y'all, when you post. District, and that's as rowdy as I'm hoping we are going to get today. I understand that we all have stuff around what's happening in the world, and this is our opportunity to share. Now, this is being recorded. Not only is this whole town hall being recorded, it is also being currently live streamed. So, if you don't want to be on camera, cover your face, y'all, because by being here, you are probably going to be on camera. Now, we have a couple of guidelines for how today's going to run so that it's fair for everyone. Can I have the guideline slide, Brian? Please. Thank you. I know what they are, but I want you guys to see them. Third one. Okay, here are the guidelines for today. All right, we are going to come at this being open-hearted, open-minded, kind, and respectful. Here's the thing. So I'm a professional MC and facilitator. I also have really bad OCD, over-controlling disorder. So I have the ability to turn off microphones. Just so you all know, if your mic gets cut off, it was probably me, and you can come talk to me about it later, but I just want you all to know what's happening, okay? We are all going to listen to each other respectfully because there are 200 people-ish here, and all of us have our own opinions and ideas. So we're going to respectfully listen to each other's opinions and ideas. There is a time clock. So what I've noticed at a lot of the town halls that is not like this one's so great. What I've noticed at a lot of them is that people are taking way too much time and it's not fair to other people. So when it is your turn, you will come, you're going to line up 6 people deep at the microphone, when I tell you, and you will get a 2-minute time clock. When your 2 minutes is done, please stop, so that we can be fair to everybody else in the community so that they have their time to speak as well. okay? When you get to the microphone, please give us your name and your Colorado District 8 affiliation. So where you live in the district would be just fine, or if you're associated with the district or in a political way, please let us know who you are and how you're associated with Colorado District 8. Full disclosure, I am a Coloradan, I live in District 7. Full disclosure, wanted you guys to know that, okay? In case anybody asks. There are various opportunities to be heard. This is awesome. You guys already filled up 2 or 3 of the Post-its along the wall. Please, when we will have a break, there is a break designed in here right about 2 o'clock, unless I need to call one earlier, but I won't. And please, during the break, take pictures of those. Write your comments on them and take pictures of them, because that's how our voices get heard really through the community, is social media, most social media posts, all right? And what we're here to do really is to build community. I know we're in a church, and I love the spirit of that. So what I'm thinking is, if you guys would take 1 minute to meet a person next to you who don't know it. Here's the question you want to ask. Do you have a pet? What is it? And what's their name? Go! To say a few words. First is the pastor from this beautiful church. So we're going to invite Sherry to speak first.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sherry. I am the pastor here at Good Shepherd Presbyterian Church, and on behalf of this faith community, we are so happy to welcome you all to be here. I'm sorry we don't have enough seats for everybody. I really am. We have 200 seats set up, so this is a great crowd, and we're really happy to see you all. It is an honor to welcome you. We are happy to host you. It's wonderful to see such a diverse group of individuals and organizations who care so deeply about this community and about our country. I know that we all look forward to speaking and to listening, respecting each other's voices in here, even when we disagree, which of course we can disagree, because it is essential, right, to building the common good. Thank you for showing up and for coming in, and we're just excited to see you all. All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Sherry. I forgot some really important housekeeping. We have bathrooms. Yay! There's one up here outside in the lobby. Go out, take a left. There's one there, and there are 2 downstairs as well. So if you need a restroom, like I said, there is a break built in, but if you need, we're all grown-ups, right? And so we all want to take care of our biology as needed. Okay. Our next invited speaker is, I'm just going to... Oh, where's it being live streamed? There is a Zoom link. Where can they find it? You can find it on my Facebook page, but where's the Zoom link? Anybody know?
TheGoodShepherd.org. It's on the website of this church.
Oh, say it again. TheGoodShepherd.org. And it's being streamed. Thank you. Thank you for the question, you guys. And feel free to raise your hand and ask me a question, because there's probably a lot of stuff I don't know. Yeah? If you're live streaming on TikTok, who are you so we can find you?
Jackson, my current name on TikTok though is Gabe, so if you guys want to
Okay, when we get to the microphone, you can say that again. I love it. And then we have one more logistical comment. That was you. If you didn't sign up to speak, you absolutely can. What we're going to do, how this is going to run, is there are some people who went online and asked to speak today. They're going to get the same 2 minutes as everybody else, but they're going to get to come up first. But before that, we have one of our state representatives here, and I would like to invite him to come introduce himself. Come to the mic.
I'm just going to start off by saying how inspired I am seeing all of you here. Give yourselves a round of applause, please, for participating in our democracy. You know, we are in the midst of some really dark and uncertain times. Raise your hand if that resonates with you. Okay, everybody's in.
Who are you?
I'm going to get there. My name is Manny Rutinel, and I am the state representative for the good people of Adams County and Commerce City in particular. And actually, just last night, I held my own town hall for my people because I understand how important it is to hear from all of you. So thank you all so much for showing up here today. And in these dark times, you know, I was chatting at my town hall, and somebody said, "It's always darkest before the dawn." And seeing all of you here today is that little glimmer of light and hope that I know so many of us need to feel right now in these moments. And I know that all of you here today serves as a reminder for me that whatever it is that you think is wrong with America can be fixed with what's right with America, and all of you are what's right with America. This is a grassroots event. It's really incredible when these types of things happen. And so if you had any role in this, either before or today, can you raise your hand so we can all give you a round of applause, please? Holding our elected officials accountable is a sacred part of our democracy, so I'm so deeply grateful for all of you. I also want to give a quick shout out to my state senator, Senator Michelson Janae, and Emma Pinter, our Adams County Commissioner. They did great work. So I'm a constituent of Gabe Evans, and I, like all of you, am wondering where he is. And I see we have a seat for him here that he's conveniently not on at this moment, and that's unfortunate. And oh, this is good. We've got a missing milk carton here. Thank you for the creativity that all of you bring to this process. You know, he's not here today, and I think we all sort of have an idea as to why he's afraid to face you. And that's because he recently made some votes that are going to hurt the working families of this district. He voted to cut Medicaid, which 25% of his constituents depend on. And he did it so that the wealthiest handful of people on this planet can have, what, an additional yacht? They promised us to work for working families. They promised us to lower costs. And instead of doing that, they are raising costs on our most vulnerable neighbors, on our working families, on all of us here today. Let me get another boo on that. Unacceptable. And right now, the Trump administration, his allies, the billionaire class, are eyeing Social Security and Medicare. And Gabe Evans is doing nothing about it. You can't hear a peep from him on what he's going to do about Social Security and Medicare. And that's because they're planning to cut it.
No.
And instead of showing up to a town hall like this and facing his constituents, listening from all of you, he's hiding. And he's not answering us. And he's going on the attack and attacking folks like me. Even though he's the one who's in Congress, his party controls the House, the Senate, the presidency, and has appointed the vast majority of the Supreme Court justices. And they're all working together right now to cut the programs that we all need in this room. Let me get another boo on that. This is a personal fight for me. I am the son of a single mom who immigrated here to America to give us all a better life, me and my brother. I can't wait to talk about all this. y'all are gonna make her real happy when she hears how upset y'all are about this and how much you're participating in our democracy, because the programs that Gabe Evans is cutting are the programs that we relied on growing up. We struggled growing up. I worked at McDonald's for many years. I've got this star on my arm that if you come, I'll show you. It's not from McDonald's. It might be, but it's not from McDonald's. It's because I donated my blood at a plasma center over 100 times just to make ends meet growing up. And the only reason why we were able to get by most months is because we relied and qualified for programs like Medicaid and so many other important programs that so many folks in this district rely on too. And right now, Gabe Evans is voting to cut those programs and hanging us all out to dry. And it is absolutely, let me get another boo on that. So we live in the richest nation in the world, one of the most powerful nations in the world. And instead of working for working families, we're trying to give an additional tax cut to the wealthiest handful of the people on the planet. There you go. We just want them to pay their fair share. It's not that much to ask for.
Don't take money from corporations.
There you go. There you go. I'll tell you, I actually am trained as an economist, and I know what it takes to build an economy that thrives and works for all of us, and that's bringing us all together and lifting us all up, not selling out our most vulnerable neighbors to the richest people. So I'm here sharing my voice with all of you, wondering, where is Gabe? Where is he? Why is he afraid of us? Why can't he face us? Why is he doing the sort of things that makes us afraid of us? So thank you all so much for being here. You are that light in that darkness. You are the folks that if you keep showing up, if you keep making it impossible for them to vote against our interests, they're going to have to stop. And we're going to hold them accountable in those next elections. So thank you all so much for being here.
Incorrect to have a crush on a representative. No, I'm kidding. I'm so kidding. Okay, all right. Next, we have several more representatives who have given their time to not only represent us, but to show up here today. So what I'd like to do is invite them one at a time to come up and share their thoughts. Thank you.
Coming out today. It is amazing to see you all. When I was driving up, I was watching people run across the street and thinking, please God, don't get hit by a car. I'm Daphna Michelson-Janae. I'm a state senator. My district is right over here. And I am also a CE8 resident, and I want to know, where is my congressman? Where is Gabe? Where is Gabe? Where is Gabe? Where is Gabe? He's at home right now, thinking about this or watching you on TikTok. And we have, yes, the missing signs. I am, as a state senator, do different things than the federal government. But one of the things that is very similar is Medicaid. And we are in a budget crisis in Colorado, and this cut to Medicaid is going to make our budget crisis worse. Who is right? Our families deserve the help that we have available for them, and in our country there is no reason we should not be able to give them that help and support. People deserve to live with dignity. True. And Medicaid gives dignity. I'll tell you one other thing. My mother calls me every day. I'm 52 years old. I still talk to my mother every single day. And that's right. And every single day she says, Daphna, what are you doing about Social Security? Yes. She's terrified. She relies on her Social Security check to live each month. And what happens if that goes away? What happens if her information is sold? She has been so careful. She's not on the internet. She fears being her identity being stolen. So what happens if that information is now stolen? What does she do? What do we all do? And that's why we need Gabe. We need Gabe to be voting for us to protect us from this Musk fellow. I heard a really good transliteration of DOGE. Some people call it doggy, much better than the other way. But we need to get rid of doggy, we need to get rid of Musk, and we need to get a representative in CD8 who is voting for our interests. And one last thing before I go. We cannot think about tomorrow without thinking about the cut to the Department of Education. We need the Department of Education. I have a special needs son, and because of the Department of Education, he received services in school. He didn't get the right services, that's a whole other story for another day. But he did receive services in school. Without our Department of Education, all of our kids who deserve these services will be going without. What are we supposed to do?
Fight back!
Fight back!
Support public schools!
Absolutely. Support public schools. We will have a massive rally at our Capitol with public school teachers. It was unbelievable. There were teachers everywhere. Our building was filled with red for Ed. It was a beautiful sight. And what were they fighting for? To make sure that we do not balance our budget on the backs of our children. That happened in the past. And it took us from 2009 to 2024 to stop balancing the budget on our children, and we can't start it again. Committee has promised us that there will be no cuts to education. No cuts to education. So we can continue to support public education and make sure our students have access to what they need. Thank you so much for being here, and keep up the energy.
Our next speaker, another representative for us.
Good afternoon. I am Adams County Commissioner Emma Pinter. It's so lovely to see all of you. Many of you I know, we have walked doors together, we have knocked on doors, we have made phone calls, we've written postcards, we've shown up at rallies, and I know that many of you are new. Who is for here today? Who is your first rally? Who in the room, this is your first rally? Raise those hands high. Let's give a round of applause. Thank you. I'm so grateful for you because it takes all of us, because each one of you, something called you out today. Something about these unprecedented times. Maybe it was an impact to you, maybe it was an impact to a neighbor, maybe it was something you read in the news, but each one of you had a reason that you're called out here today. I know that some of my kids' teachers are in this room, I know that some of my neighbors are in this room, and I know that together we are all afraid about what's happening. And my question for Gabe Evans is, why does he care more about what Trump thinks of him than the harm to this community? The Medicaid issues, it's not just the educational issues, it is the tax on our immigrant neighbors, it is the tax on our queer neighbors, our trans neighbors, our trans children. Every single should feel safe in their home, should feel safe to go to the doctor, should feel safe to go to school, and that's what keeps me up at night. That our children don't feel safe to go to school, to go to the doctor, to receive the care they need, and just be in the world. And I think that's what calls you out. That's what makes me want to be an elected representative. I get the question all the time, what does a county commissioner do? I love my job. I love being a county commissioner. We have the Public Health Authority. We have Human Services. We have the Workforce Center. So if you are a person who is needing child support, it's probably our social workers that help you. If you are a person who's out of work, it's our Workforce Center that helps you. If you are a person who needs your air quality tested, or your well tested, or your water quality, or your restaurant inspected, it's our health department that helps you. And I want to make sure that our workers are doing everything possible to serve this community. But we depend a great deal to fund human services, to fund public health on federal pass-through. We can do a lot here, but we depend on our federal partners to also care, to fully fund the EPA, to fully fund human services, to fully fund here in Adams County, it was mentioned before, we have 91,000 households. We estimate about 230,000 people on federal assistance. These are people who just need a little stability. It's almost half our population. They need a little stability to get food, to pay their rent, to get that job, to keep that job. And I had a really heartbreaking phone call yesterday with 3 different educational providers that specialize in teen moms. These 3 educational providers specialize in teen moms, and the child care for these moms is getting cut. And these teen moms are frequently in high school themselves. And for whatever circumstance that happened to them, and they are pregnant, and they are having those children and trying to raise them, they need care for their children, they need care for themselves. We want these young women to finish high school. We want our kids in high school. And I'm on the phone with these 3 different educational providers specializing in teen moms, and they're asking me for help. And unfortunately, so many of the programs that they need to keep these children safe are federal programs. We need all of you to continue showing up. I know we've got a lot of organizations in the back, Conservation Colorado, Working Families, Colorado Immigrant Rights Coalition. We have a number of organizations here. Please sign up. Adams County Commission is on cycle in 2026 with this missing gentleman, but our city councils are up this November. We need your help. Our school boards are usually up this November. We need your help. In fact, fun fact, the district director, who already doesn't like me, so it's probably fine, for Gabe Evans is mayor of Brighton, Greg Mills, who's on the ballot this November. So, we have very important municipal elections. These people can and do a lot for community to keep us safe, to pay attention to what oil and gas is doing, to pay attention to what's happening in your community, to pay attention to your clean water, what's going on in your schools, what's going on in human services. We need a full slate of people who actually care about Adams County and about CBA in general. I love living here. I love being a county commissioner. I love my job, but I need all of you, and I need a better congressman.
Abuelitas, and all the ones that came before, and all the little ones to come. My name is Renee Mular Chapon. We live in the land of the Ute, the Cheyenne, the Arapaho, the Shoshone, the Kiowa, the Comanche, the I come from them. I have to ask every one of you, do you want to also relieve suffering? Yes. Did any of you vote to see the type of suffering that we're seeing? No! Nobody deserves to suffer. I don't mind my taxes at all going to children or the olders or elders. I even worked with my grandmother protecting water rights and environmental justice before it was even a term that they're now eliminating.
Speak up!
Sorry.
Speak up!
Okay. My name is Renee Malar Chacon. I am the Ne Chicana and Filipina. I could exist nowhere else but Colorado. But the work for the farm workers and the field workers and the technicians and even those in oil and gas too, and now solar and sustainable industries that have sustained these communities, none of us would be here. And I acknowledge this, but I also know to learn from the past.
That's right.
And that's one thing Gabe Evans is not doing. He doesn't respect us. He doesn't respect our dollars. He doesn't respect our representation. He definitely doesn't respect our cultural identity. As a matter of fact, when we went to go visit him as council, he kept looking at me as the only Latino in the room saying, oh, they're going to have it in Spanish. Well, will you have it in Navajo too? Because I'm the Ne. Anybody's token. I ain't here to be anybody's politician. I only ran just to protect our water in Commerce City because we have benzene, hydrogen cyanide, hydrogen sulfide. This is what's used in gas chambers. And I'm sorry, but every one of you have it too because it goes into the South Platte, which is every one of our agricultural fields and the whole entire eastern region of Colorado, which is his district. As you can tell, I'm annoyed by seeing politicians that continue to harm us generation after generation. And when we finally get to vote, that generation too. So it does take us to be able to stand together like this. This is sacred.
That's right.
This is, and it's honestly in a place of worship at that, no matter what you're doing. Always have that fiery, passionate, loving intention, because love is an action he doesn't understand.
That's right.
You know, we brought the EPA here. We brought the EPA and the DOJ to finally address Suncor, who went 11 years unpermitted, has been sued twice for $7 million of it to go back to them just to update their electrical system and finally be in compliance. And we were finally getting to the point of getting criminal charges on them because that's what it was. Can you imagine? Finally being able to hold a corporation at a criminal basis. These aren't just corporations, these are people making decisions. These are people that should be making decisions in an ethical way. That's all we wanted. We didn't want my grandmother to have cancer, Lucy Molina's grandmother to have cancer. We know we can't afford the biggest places, and you know what? We work to get where we need to go. Yes. I got my master's while my husband was serving as a nuclear engineer in the Navy. Now he's a solar engineer for the entire Southwest region. He says as long as you can do any type of piping or electrical, he can train you to do that. We can train our elders and our youth into these sustainable industries. But we can't if we're never respected. Maybe it takes a few buses and a whole lot of us to go to Gabe Evans' office in D.C. Let him no place to hide anymore. I say that because my people had to hide. I actually am a woman that holds a smoke in my tradition. We had to hide our traditions so bad. There's a beautiful danza called caballito. Looks like you're doing this beautiful twirly dance. The whole dance is about how they used to stomp us at the pueblos here in Colorado and New Mexico. Shame. That type of shame I never forget. I literally do this dance and teach youth to do this dance so they don't forget who they are. So they don't forget what being shepherding can do to a generation. I now come to ask all of you to call in your cultural identities, your directions, your youth, your olders, your elders, your masculine, your feminine identities, and all the in-between, because we all need you now. We're bigger than Gabe Evans, and we need to remind him of that. Because if he honestly thinks he's going to ignore us, there is too many of us to stop. council member that was able to join us. We just came from a retreat. That's Councilmember Craig Kim. I don't know if you want to say any words.
I don't think I can follow up with that. So just a quick background on me. So I served in the military for 22 years. Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you served. But we all know when we talk about we are there to protect the Constitution of the United States. So let me just share some stuff with you that was going on in the background, right? So obviously I saw it on Gabe's Facebook page and hearing it from other constituents as well, you know, within the community, saying, hey, when are you going to hold the town hall? When are you going to hold the town hall, right? Tyler Owens, who's his chief of staff, I mentioned the flyer. By the way, great job whoever put this town hall together. Please give him a round of applause. I told him straight up, I said, and this was back on March 13th, I said, you know, it's here in North Glen, and I think Gabe's office is right next door, right? So I said, my mind goes towards the city itself and the safety within. I said, my recommendation would be to put something out there stating a town hall is in the works, but people need to be patient. I think that may help alleviate some of the safety concerns I'm thinking about with North Glen. Hear me out. His response, quote, I'm sure they will be loud, but I can't imagine it would get rowdy or dangerous unless we show up to be honest. Ha. So part of that too, I'll tell you, I had a conversation finally after I talked to Tyler. About a week later, because, well, first off, I told Tyler I feel disrespected as a council member that you're talking to me versus my representative, the Congress member himself. So I talked to Gabe. I finally talked to him. I talked to him last Friday. I think it was Friday or Friday before. I tried to have a decent conversation with him, man, to tell him, hey, here's what all the things that are going on. Here's the problem that we have. And essentially, at the end of the day, I felt like I got shot. It was sad, right? So I myself, I am an unaffiliated voter, but I also know the difference between right and wrong. Do we all know that Greg Mills is the mayor of Brighton? Do we know that he actually works for Gabe? Well, now you do if you don't. Whoops. So, as I told Greg Mills, I don't have a problem saying anything that I say while I'm sitting on the dais to their face. So I'm going to meet with Greg and let him know that. Let him know how much of a conflict of interest I feel that it is. That other constituents feel like it's a conflict of interest as well. The other part, too, I think about is that obviously at the federal level, how the hell is President Musk in charge and you got the So I think about, like, for example, for military veterans, right? They're talking about doing cuts for military veterans. I also think about the cuts that's happening with DEI, anything dealing with DEI, right? I actually read on Ground News, right? They showed the left, the right, and center news about what that is. And Ground News talked about they removed the history of the Tuskegee Airmen. They removed who the first female Marine Corps enlisted member was. They tried to eliminate Jackie Robinson out of it too. And I also wonder, what the hell is, I guess my question would be is how is someone's gender, how does that affect them as far as doing their job, their profession? I say that because, so many years ago, former troop of mine, he at the time came to me and says, listen, I'm I'm looking to switch. And he told me the reason why, told me everything else. And honestly, the two things I told him, one is, I don't give a damn what you're gonna be. Number two is, I care about what's up here. How well you do your job, because that's all that matters as far as when you're in the military. Nowadays, you know, she has been very successful in the Air Force. It was quite shocking to me, obviously, seeing that they were trying to ban transgender military members. But then recently, I saw the news that came out. The federal courts, I think, told them, you know, you're gonna have to reverse that. So to me, I saw that as a big fuck you. Part of my language. But again, how does any of that affect our current cost of living? I mean, the only thing I can think of, and I told my wife this too, is I feel that the orangutan himself probably got turned down by a transgender member, so now he's taking it out of them. But anyways, I will leave you with this. We all have a constitutional right. We are here, we are demonstrating, we are obviously ashamed at the fact that our representative is not here. And you know, it's shameful to me to hear from other council members as well outside of the city talking about how they are treated as well. So, kind of with that said, I want to say thank you.
I think we should let her speak. Anyway, another representative. Here we go. She said she doesn't want to talk.
Hi everyone, my name is Jenny Wilford and I am a state representative for House District 34, which is where you are This is my home. I live less than a mile. You could walk from here, and my daughter goes to daycare just across the parking lot here. So this is my home. I'm sorry that I was late this morning. A mixture of youth sports, Minecraft, nap time. Thank goodness for nap time. But I'm here.
That's right.
And I'm curious. Has anyone seen Gabe yet? He's not here? I know where his office is. Maybe they're going to Beetlejuice. Sorry, I said it. She doesn't know what so I know where his office is. How many of you know where his office is? How many of you have reached out? That's a lot of hands.
5 calls.
5 calls up here in the front. That's a lot. Well, one of the core things that you do when you put up your hand and you say you want to serve a community is you show up and you face them. You face them when it's hard. You face them when things are great, and you hear their feedback, you hear their pain, and you walk alongside them to make it better. How many of you have they walked alongside of you to make things better yet? I don't see a hand in this room. Yep. That is right. Well, I am very happy to be here with all of you, and I know Caroline is as well. As I woke her up from her nap, I was like, come on, baby, we gotta go. She's like, where are we going, Mom? She said it just like that, obviously. And I was like, we're gonna go see some friends. And she was like, she asked me, she said, oh, one friend? And I said, no, a couple hundred. So this is what democracy looks like, baby. You know, I've been watching the news. I'm sure you all have as well, because otherwise you wouldn't be here. And I am outraged. I am outraged as a parent of a 3-year-old and a 9-year-old who's a 4th grader in Northglen. I'm outraged as the daughter of a high school librarian and a high school chemistry teacher. I'm outraged at the cuts in the executive orders to close the Department of Education. It's unacceptable and it is flat out un-American. And can we talk about Gabe Evans? No, we cannot. Why? Because he doesn't want to talk about it. Because he knows what he's doing is wrong and he doesn't want to face you. But believe you me, my colleagues at the Colorado State Legislature are doing everything that we can to protect the Colorado way of life that you all know and love. And we will stop at nothing to protect what we love in Colorado and who we love in Colorado. So, I guess I'm not gonna stand. Sometimes I want people to carry me too, it's fine. So, you all know there's a traffic circle over here. When you go out, you're gonna go off to Kennedy, maybe you're gonna stop and enjoy a beverage at Prost before you head on to your rest of your day. But just across the traffic circle is where my grandfather lived. My grandfather Ray served this nation in the Vietnam War as well as in the Korean War. And we've talked a lot about what service meant to him before he passed away a couple of years ago. And he told me that serving was one of the greatest honors in his life because he knew that he was building a brighter future for his daughters. He had 3 daughters, my mom included, and he knew that one day when he had grandchildren that the world would be better for his service. My mom used to tell me stories of my grandfather. They wouldn't see him often. Y'all are so patient. Thanks. Thanks. Right? Because kids should be allowed to be seen and heard and part of these conversations. And I appreciate you all making it possible. I think you grow up and understand what being a part of democracy is. So thank you all for your patience with me here. But my mom used to tell me that she didn't see my grandfather often when he was out at war, that he would come home for a couple of days and he kept a bag by the front door in case he got a phone call. And when he would get a phone call, he'd be gone for weeks. There wouldn't be a phone call from to home. There wouldn't be letters. There would be nothing. And she remembers going to Fort Leavenworth in Kansas and being there as his flight was coming in because he was finally coming home. And she said she didn't recognize him when he came home. When he got off that plane, he looked like a skeleton in a flight suit. And after he served this country, he was a farmer. He raised cattle and soybeans, contributed to the community as much as he possibly could, and he raised kids, grandkids, and as he got older, he started having cancer. He had every kind of cancer that would be associated with Agent Orange. He wore the scars of war, both externally and internally, every single day. And it absolutely infuriates me, and I know that he would be devastated if he saw the way that President Trump was gutting. Yes, was gutting and cutting the Veterans Affairs. Services that are supposed to keep those who have served us safe and whole. He would be devastated. And what's even more offensive to me is that Congressman Gabe Evans is a former service member too. If you're not going to take care of your fellow service members, what are you doing? What are you doing? Who are you serving? Himself. Himself is the answer. So I have a lot of rage, man. I'm going to need you to stand up now. I have a lot of rage and I have a lot of questions that I would like to ask Gabe Evans. Now, after Gabe was elected, he called me to let me know if I ever needed anything that he'd be there. He's just a phone call away. How many of you believe that? Well, I brought my phone, so lucky for you, I think we should see if Gabe wants to talk. Okay, here we go. I'm not gonna FaceTime because, I mean, he probably wouldn't want to FaceTime me anyway because I don't think that'd go over well for him. But let's see if he wants to answer, if he wants to talk. What do y'all say? I'm starting to get skeptical.
You've reached the personal cell phone of Gabe Evans. I'm sorry.
Hi, Congressman. This is State Representative Jenny Wilford. You may remember me from when we served together in the state legislature last year. And I am here at the town hall in North Glen with a few, I would say 100 folks that wanted to know, when are you going to be having the next town hall so they can share their concerns with you? Folks, when do you think that Gabe should have his next town hall? Sounds like a whole lot of folks want to know where you are. Hope you got the message. Hope to see you at a town hall here soon. Thank you all so much for turning out. And this is the point that you have to face the people you represent. Thank you to Congressman Colorado for taking on this town hall today and doing the work that he should be doing. We invite you to join their Good Fight Substack. There will be information that I'm sure their executive director can share with you, but keep paying attention and keep showing up because democracy depends on it.
It's almost our turn. It's almost our turn. We have two more people who helped organize this event, who want to give you some very important information about their experience organizing this and what they want you to know. So come on up, you guys. Just real quick, and then it's our turn, okay? I promise.
Hey friends. My name's Sarah, and I am one of the ragtag team of constituents who have helped plan this town hall. Because the man who our tax money pays to represent us is too lazy and cowardly to do it himself. I have my own constituent story, but first I want to let Emily, another one of the amazing organizers, share the letter that we gave him, inviting him to this event.
Woo! Yeah. This is amazing. First of all, thanks everybody for coming out. I'll be as loud as I can. I am not a political activist. I am not a paid activist. I am a resident of Westminster. Scared and frustrated, and I have never had a congressman or a representative ignore me the way that I've been ignored. Gabe was invited to this town hall on March 12th, and I want to read you the letter we sent him. We are a self-organized group of Colorado 8 residents who, for the past 4 weeks, have asked you to hold an in-person town hall for your constituents. These requests have been made via telephone, email, online form submittal, in-person office visits, and public demonstrations at both your Greeley and North Glen offices. As this will be your second recess, and we are not aware that you have scheduled a town hall, we have worked together as a community to organize one for you.
Saturday, March 22nd, 1 p.m., Good Shepherd Presbyterian Church. We genuinely would like to hear directly from you about the work you are doing on our behalf and have the opportunity to ask questions in an organized and constructive forum. We request that you reply via email. We gave him an email address with a response to this invitation. Thank you for your consideration, and we look forward to seeing you March 22nd. I hand-delivered this letter to Gabe Evans' representative in this building over here on the 5th floor. Brandon McGill, I asked him to write me a receipt. We come with receipts. It's on a Swift. Is this Swift? I don't know what Swift is, but it's on a Swift letterhead, and it says, I received this letter, 3/12/2025 at 2:50 p.m. Invitation to Town Hall, March 22nd, signed Brandon McGill. Those of you that have been in the office have probably met Brandon. Do not let anybody tell you that Gabe Evans was not invited to this event. Hand delivered.
So, okay, so now it's our turn. What I want to do is invite those of us, those of you who pre-submitted a request to speak. We had space on the website that said, please fill out your name, where you live in Code District 8, and what you wanted to talk about. So if you are one of those people, please make a line here and make a line there. And we will invite you guys up first because you took the time and energy to pre-submit. Thank you. Sarah, we're going to let you go first. If you did not pre-submit, we can have 6 people lined up at a time, that's it. So we all can do math. So when you see 5 people in front of you, you're the end of the line. We will go through a group of 6 here, a group of 6 there, and then we'll take a break. Is everybody okay with that? If you signed up in the back when you came in, come on up. Okay, everybody good? Are we okay with 6 and 6 and then a break?
Tables moved so more people can come in. There's 2 large tables here.
Oh, you want to move the tables out?
Yeah, so more people get them out of there.
I say you take some action, Dave, and you do it. Move them out. Move them out. Absolutely. Okay, so let's start. Actually, Sarah has a story, and then we'll go to the next, and we'll alternate microphones. We have our 2-minute timer. Ready? You got a timer though. All right, you do what you want to do. You do you, bitch. You do it. Okay. You organize this. It's your party. We're just guests at your party.
No, here's the thing, it's not my party. So what I wanted to say before I talk about myself a little bit is that I want all of you here to feel like you're a part of this community, that you can organize these things. This is not supposed to be a one-off event. This is supposed to be a sustained movement to build solidarity and resilience and just connect with us. You can do this. You can join us. You don't have to be a paid activist. We're all doing this, volunteer. It's ragtag, it's scrappy, it's a little chaotic. It's kind of fun. So anyway, as I said, my name's Sarah. I use she, her pronouns, not hard to do. My day job is organizing. I organize for the Sierra Club. I do climate and energy work. But more importantly, I am a constituent of Gabe Evans here in District 8. I live in Sherrilwood, so you're my senator. I've had asthma my entire life. I was basically born with it, and it's been pretty well managed until I moved here. I've been dealing with pretty chronic bronchitis for the last 3 years. And if you've ever not been able to breathe through no fault of your own, it's scary, right? Sometimes I forget I have asthma, and then sometimes I think, shoot, this is probably gonna kill me someday. And the reason for that, first, I'm privileged, okay? I can afford inhalers, I can afford treatments, I have a support system. A lot of people don't have that, and if we gut Medicaid, a lot more people are gonna be struggling to breathe. Our air quality in this district is a major problem. We have one of the most polluted zip codes in the entire country. In Commerce City, we heard from Renee, fantastic leader. We've been out of ozone attainment for years. We have hundreds of active and abandoned fracking wells in this district. And recently, the Colorado School of Public Health released a report saying that children living within 3 miles of a fracking operation are twice as likely to develop childhood leukemia. And we have children living within 1,000 feet of fracking operations here. That's ridiculous. The current administration wants to dismantle the very regulations that are meant to protect our air and our water. And Gabe Evans, yeah, boo, that sucks, that's stupid. And Gabe Evans is right there with him. He supports gutting rules that keep us safe and he's supporting efforts to take back federal funds from states like Colorado to transition to clean resources, give people new jobs, and protect our public health. They say it's about restoring our rights and American independence. What about my right to breathe? I have 2 inhalers in my purse. Like, this isn't a joke. My asthma is not a paid activist either. The thing about democracy is that I deserve representation and you deserve representation whether you voted for the winner or not. Gabe Evans does not get to cherry pick who he represents based on who agrees with him or who hates his re-election campaign. I can't breathe. Maybe you can hear the wheeze. I don't know if the mic's picking it up, but our kids can't breathe. Please, Gabe Evans, give a shit about it.
Okay, so we see how the 2-minute timer works. We gave, that's okay, Sarah, we gave you a little bit of extra because you helped organize this amazing day. We're going to start over here because I met this woman earlier and she signed up online to speak. You get your 2 minutes and then we'll move over here and we will run through y'all. And I can count, that's more than 6, but I'm okay with that. We've expanded. I'm good. Okay, ready? Let's go.
Hi, my name is Sharon, and I work in early childhood education, but that's not actually what I'm here to speak about. I have a son.
Go really close to the mic, Sharon. Really close.
Can you hear me?
Go. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I'm not a public speaker, and I'm old school. I've written out what I want to say, so I can do things. So the reason I'm here is because I want to talk about my son and kind of put a face to what Medicaid does and may do if it's canceled or if it's cut for some people. My son started having mental health issues when he was 16 years old. He's now in his 30s. He has schizophrenia, which is a severe mental illness. When unmedicated, he lives in an altered state of reality, and he does not have any insight into his own illness. So it's very hard to keep him on medication. Off meds, it's gone on and off meds over the years, and it's been hard. We've been through some really hellish times over the years. Thank goodness he got Medicaid when he aged out of having his parents' insurance. And the last big crisis he had was in 2022. He's been hospitalized, we've been through a lot. His last big crisis was in 2022. He was hospitalized after he stepped out of my moving vehicle. He was hospitalized with a brain injury. They did send him to a mental health facility, and he was held involuntarily, and then they did get him started on some meds. And I'm glad to say that as of today, he is doing very well. He lives with me as a family. We have supported him along the way as much as we could. It's very hard to force an adult to take medication and stuff, but we have supported him as much as we can. So he does live with me, and he's doing well on his medication. And he has a little bit of insight into his illness now that he never had before. But Medicaid was there when he needed it. When he was in the hospital and he was sent to the mental health facility, he had Medicaid. They were able to put him on a medication that actually works. Not every medication works for every person. It's expensive. The Medicaid, okay, so the Medicaid that he, or the medication that he is on, he needs that. And we just need help. We just need that helping hand to keep him on that medication so that we can continue to support him. I just want to say that if he doesn't get cut, it's going to be somebody else. And everybody has their story. Everybody has their life. And my son is not a waste.
There we go. My name is Carissa Beresford. I came all the way from Greeley. I am working right now to be a town hall in Greeley, so if anyone wants to help us organize, that's great. If you want to attend, even better, we're looking for the middle of April for their next break. I have an older sibling who's non-binary. I have a grandfather who served in the military. I have parents who are on Medicaid and siblings who are on Medicaid who would be filing for bankruptcy right now with medical issues with their children. I have a child who is 3 years old who deserves to have a good education. And I am a Christian who says this is not how Christians treat people. For I was hungry, and you gave me nothing to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me nothing to drink. I was a stranger, and you didn't invite me in. I needed clothes, and you didn't clothe me. I was sick and in prison, and you did not visit me. And this is what Jesus says to people when they are in his presence at the end. And they say, "What are you talking about?" And Jesus says to them, "Whatever you do to the least of these is what you do to me." And those men voluntarily walked into the fire because of the shame that they felt. And I can tell that Gabe Evans is terrified of us. And he should be. He should be. But the fear he experiences from us holds nothing to the fear that he should feel from the God that he claims to serve. Because Jesus loves LGBTQ. And there is nothing in the Bible that says that's not true. There's nothing in the Bible that says to control away from people. And there's nothing in the Bible that says to ignore your constituents. So I am calling on Gabe Evans to stop being a coward before the people, and more than that, to stop being a coward before God. Thank you.
Well, that was pretty amazing. All right. Yeah, fantastic. I don't know how to work these things. All right. My name is Matthew Williams. I live in Westminster. I'm a Colorado 8 resident. The biggest thing that happened to me today was that I walked in here and I was just angry. I was angry because there's, 250 people here that have devoted 2 hours of their time, and Gabe Evans can't do anything close to that. That's 500 hours of everybody's time here, and Gabe Evans can't do 2. I want you here, Gabe Evans. That would have been the best case scenario, is for you to be here. Not everybody up here talking to you. If you were there, that would be amazing. At the founding of this country, we have the separation of powers, this equal but balanced, and everybody needs to fight for their own power. Gabe Evans is a congressman. He's not the president. He's not in the executive branch. He's a congressman. And so this is for a question. when are you going to stop allowing the executive to usurp congressional power? You need to fight for the power of Congress. We are here fighting for the power of Congress. We're not here fighting for the power of the executive. We're fighting for the power of Congress. And you, as our congressional leader, we need you to fight for that power. Because we are a district. We're not the president. Thank you, everybody.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jackson. I live in Thornton, Colorado, in Colorado Congressional District number 8. I am a substitute teacher, currently going to school to become a teacher. I'm a student at Metropolitan State University of Denver. My partner is a veteran. He works for the VA as a nurse. And we live together in a congressional district represented by a person that doesn't see the value of our hard work or the work that we are trying to do for our community. I have called his office several times and I've always gotten the same answer. We are going to defer to the White House. Why do you need to defer to the White House? Why can't you speak on your own behalf? You were elected by this congressional district. Even though you weren't, I didn't vote for you. I will admit it, I did not vote for you. You represent me in Congress. I am asking you a question. I don't have the White House's phone number. I can't ask the White House why the Trump administration wants to cut the Department of Education and put thousands, millions of college students that rely on Pell Grants and federal student loans to live day by day. So I want to know, Congress Evans, what are you going to do to protect those students? Are you going to tell students that if they're getting a degree in education or some liberal arts that they don't mean anything? Are you wanting to tell us that we all have to go work in the public sector away from any sort of educational higher standard? I want to know, and I asked him that question, and I told him, I said, I have every intention to pay off all of my student loans. Any student loan I take out, I plan to pay back. But that doesn't mean anything to him, because I'm not a contractor or an electrician or doing something that he considers as a manly job. I'm looking to teach our future leaders so that they can become the best writers, speakers, and orators that they can be. I'm not deferring to the White House, I'm deferring to you, and I will call you every single day until you answer my questions. Thank you.
I'm also from Greeley. Shout out. You guys rocked it yesterday with Sanders.
That's right. We talked about it yesterday. I hope you keep that fire and motivation going inside of your hearts, because we need this fight for the long run. And we need to find the joy of service. This can be fun. Are you having fun? Let's keep telling this guy what we want. I could talk about a lot of things today, but I'm going to talk about my partner who works for Social Security. He's a field office agent, and he says his favorite thing about his job is when a person comes to his office, his window, he's immediately able to look them in the eye and help them and give them something that will help them, get them going in the right direction. And he doesn't do it for a corporation's profit. He loves his job, except now that Adobe has blatantly stated that their goal is to traumatize federal workers so they no longer want to go to work. He's having a hard time mentally and physically, and I'm here to support him and give him the support he needs to keep doing what he loves. Did you know Gabe Evans, in his recent media release, stated, to wit, he voted for the budget bill so that it would not shut down the government, it would not delay veterans benefits, and it would not disrupt Social Security payments.
Did you know that none of those things would have been disrupted by a shutdown? Those are essential services, and they go out no matter what. It's either Gabe Evans is ignorant or he's lying. And Jude himself I think I know what Gabe actually is. And he's a fool. To not come to this room today and look all of you in the eye and offer a way to help. He has an opportunity to make all of our lives better, not just the 1%. So keep fighting, everyone. Keep up the joy of service. Thank you so much for being here.
And just so you all know, since our timer, we're having technical issues, I'm using one on the phone, so we will know when the 2 minutes is up, okay? Everybody okay with that? Cool. All you.
I'm a resident of Westminster. When I joined the Federal Civil Service, I made an oath to the Constitution. After 37 years of service, mostly at the Food and Drug Administration, which was and is recognized as a world leader in the protection of public health. Every scientist regulator that I knew worked hard on scientific research and in making sure that approval or licensure of pharmaceuticals met the highest standards of safety and efficacy. During the COVID pandemic, I watched with amazement and admiration as my former colleagues in the Office of Vaccines achieved licensure of the COVID-19 vaccines in record time. Including vaccines are licensed for production and marketing under the Public Health Service Act and are subject to lot-by-lot quality control by the agency. So responsibilities don't stop with licensure. Researchers, regulators, and inspectors continue their oversight of the improvements, manufacture, and quality control of COVID-19 and other life-saving vaccines. It breaks my heart to hear ignorant persons in the White House and some among their congressional supporters claim that these fine public servants are lazy, craven, and non-essential. Our lives will maybe put at stake if FDA staffing is drastically reduced. Representative Evans, what are you doing to protect the public health of the nation?
Hello everyone, my name's Brandon Ferguson. My family's been in the Brighton, Commerce City, Thornton area for generations. I'm a constituent in Thornton, Colorado. Speaking on the Constitution, my grandfather who served in World War II would be furious at how Articles 1 and 2 aren't followed or the 14th Amendment. I'm also a teacher in this community. I'm a special education teacher. Watching cuts to things like Medicaid drastically affect my students, things where we're a Title I school. So the Department of Education is very important to us. We have full positions that are funded by federal grants. So these would be devastating to my school in particular, as well as the schools in the district. I have kids who are homeless. These are things like working class people are struggling, and we're not really getting answers that help these people out. And one of the things that I talk about with my students, the class I run, it's called interpersonal development. We talk about integrity and acting with integrity first. And I'm not seeing that from leadership at all across, many aspects of where we're at in the White House and in Congress, and not standing up for our rights. Another thing that we do is when we have a problem, I work with kids where there's behavior issues on a daily basis. And we have an issue, we sit down and we talk about it, and we build things based on trust and integrity. And what I'm not seeing is someone here to talk through those things. And that's incredibly frustrating. I'm not seeing the integrity or that ground base of trust that we need to operate as a community. And I love seeing all the people here and coming together as a community so that we can fight for our rights and do what we need to do as a community, come together and make democracy work.
those things. My name is Chris Stimson. Live in Westminster. I'm an officer of Colorado House District 29, which overlaps with CD8. Live in Westminster and CD8. Who here has heard of something called Hop Skip Drive? Oh, cool. Okay, fine. For the rest of you, Hop Skip Drive is a nationwide program which gets special needs children to and from school. Most days a week, I will get up in the morning, I will take a child, usually from CD8, to a school. Obviously, it's not their local school where the big yellow buses go. I mean, there's an 18-year-old deaf kid in Westminster I have to take to Denver High School for the deaf. Anyone know where that is? Yes. Way on the other side of Denver. It's about an hour's drive. Because these special needs children, they may be deaf, they may be autistic, they may have behavioral problems, they may be blind, they may have English as a second language. This is the only way these children can get to school. So I'll do that in the morning and in the afternoon bring them back. So that's 5 days a week usually. To be honest, I'm not sure where the money comes from. I think it's mostly, if not 100%, from the Department of Education. Now, if the Department of Education is going to be scrapped, well, we're all out. But if it's going to be cut down, what parts of it do you think will be cut out? You think it will be for something that helps children who really need our help? As I say, English is a second language, Latino kids, I can't speak their language, but I take them to school. Kids who, don't have any other way of getting an education. That's what this program does. So, it's a very good chance, if anything gets cut from DOE, it'll be that. Okay, I'll be out, I will not earn any more money. Is that the most important thing? No, I'll do something else, maybe a webcam in the bathroom. No. That wasn't my idea. But these are the people who need more help than most of us, and it's on the altar to be sacrificed. We must stop it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm really short. But I'm also a teacher, and I'm sure you can. I wish I could introduce myself to Gabe, but he's not here. So I'm going to provide him with the way I teach. The way I teach is I tell you things. I tell you things, I show you things, I give visuals. Okay, Gabe? I've been here 5 weeks, every damn Friday. Follow you on Facebook. You're here and there and you're hop-snobbing with everybody, but you're not here. So every week I've been telling you, I need to talk to you. I tell my group that I'm a co-founder of, pick one thing to talk about. Well, Dayan, I'm a teacher, I talk about everything. So guess what, Gabe? I'm going to show you what I care about. Here's what I care about. I need you to put on your big kid's pants. I need you to yell, act up, make some good trouble. I need you to stand up and show up for us. I know that I'm not stupid. Any big corporation has that issue, but do it in a fashion that doesn't hurt those who need the help the most. I stand up for kids. This is my son's football jersey. I stand up for kids. I stand up for those that need it. Okay? I'm trying to not waste my 2 times. I stand up for Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare. I stand up for families, children, the disabled and the elderly. I stand up for them. Will you?
was too entertaining.
I stand up for the environment. Guess what? I have a Tesla, not because I love Elon, because I love the earth. I stand up for our forest services. I stand up for people who work in the national parks. I stand up for these people. Well, you. My children. I have a disabled daughter who lives with us. She needs Medicaid. I can't do it all. I stand up for my daughter who's LGBTQT plus and her life and her children. I stand up for my oldest son who works his damnedest to do what's right and protect our country and our environment with solar. And I am a proud mom of a Marine hero who earned 2 Purple Hearts. Hamilton. Destroying the Constitution is not. They would not. They would know what. They wouldn't have any idea. We need to be the voice. We need to tell them. Okay? I brought the Constitution here. I suggest you read it.
You have another page. We love you. And I want to be fair to everyone else. So one last statement. You're a teacher. Bring it home.
Okay. You made a promise to work for all your constituents, and that's what I expect. I hold here in my hand the Constitution of the United States, who John Finn, United States Navy Medal of Honor recipient, has stated, I always remember the day I took the oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. That really meant something to me. Do you promise that, Gabe? Do your job.
Is that we have 20 minutes left. The bad news is if you can do math, that's 10 people. So, I mean, I want to respect, it is a Saturday afternoon. You all have given your heart, your time, your attention to be here. So I want to respect everybody's time. So we've got time for 10 more. You guys figure it out, and I'm keeping time. You got 2 minutes, go.
I will try and make this as fast as possible. Hi, my name is Dennis from Thornton, as the office knows me as. Full disclosure, I am an officer for the Adams County Democratic Party. I have also done an ad against Dave Evans. Weirdly enough, I didn't get paid for that. I have never been paid for activism at all. Unlike some of these weirdos in Congress who think that we're all here because George Soros is giving us checks. I'm still waiting for my check. Some of us aren't even Democrats. Exactly. Some of us may actually be Republicans, and that's okay. If you are, welcome. Tell Gabe that and ask him where the heck he is. 1, I am not gay, but I support gay rights. Number 2, I am not a teacher. I support my teachers. Number 3, I am a chemist, but I do not work in the environmental industry. I still support my environment. There are lots of things that I am not. I am not a Medicaid recipient. I'm not a Medicare or Social Security recipient yet. It's getting there. I am not in any of these communities, but by God, I will fight to the death for every one of them. And that is because I give a damn about my neighbor. You know how many people are on Medicaid in your constituency. You've been told by multiple groups, multiple times. So don't lie to us. Thank you.
My name is Kelly Schertz. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. People who are on dialysis. I need to tell you that 95.5% of my patients, of all patients on dialysis, are on Medicaid, they're on Medicare, and they need Social Security. And how dare Gabe Evans want to put their lives at risk? I am here. Is putting my patients at risk. My job is to advocate for them. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to make this really quick. This is the letter I got from this horrible man. It says, he told me, and I won't read the whole letter, but this is why I'm calling him a liar. And he goes, there's been much misinformation over the supposed leak or breach of private information. I want to be perfectly clear. The executive branch has been adamant that all measures to protect citizens' private information is being strictly adhered to. This is just part of the letter I got. He is a liar. He is a liar, and I cannot, in all good conscience, vote again for another liar. I will be voting for him.
It's fine. Great. Hi. My name is Rebecca. I'm a hospice nurse. I live here in Thornton. I'm a CDA resident. I proudly represent our community as a DNC delegate. I'm also an officer with the county party as well. A little busy. And I'm here to tell this sucker right here who can't even bother to show this. You don't look up because we're in a place of worship. I can't say that. I just thought it. This turkey, I went all the way to Washington, D.C. lobby, and I went and I met with guess who? All of our Democratic representatives welcomed us with open arms. And guess who chickened out at the last minute? This dude chickened out. He wouldn't even meet with us. So my beloved, the guy in the shirt, we were both in the ad, we show up. And we walk into the office, and the little guy who was running the office there looked like he was about to die. He was so scared. We're like, hi, we had an appointment with you this afternoon to meet with you, and you went ahead and canceled it. We would like to talk to you about Medicaid, and that's why I'm here. We need to protect Medicaid. My patients rely on Medicaid for long-term care to stay in their nursing homes while I watch them die. That's my job. Did you know that 70% of kids in Children's Hospital rely on Medicaid? So, hey, Gabe, look me in the eye and tell me, is it okay to watch a child die by removing their health care? You turkey? Shame. I am irritated. I am mad. I am mobilizing nurses. Nurses get really ornery. Hello. And this is what we got back to Washington, D.C. They want us to call. They want us to tell our stories. We need to get vocal, just like we are here today, because this chicken shit can't even give us like 10 seconds of his time to come down here and look at us face to face. Double up, there you Gabe. Come on, tell me it's okay to watch a kid die. Do it. I dare you.
because I worked construction all my life. I'm a proud union member. I make a fair living, and I draw a fair Social Security pension. Okay. You know how they can fix Social Security? Tax the rich. Lift the cap. $100 is what the maximum amount of an earner has to pay into Social Security every year, met by his employer. All right? Raise it to the top. Whatever you make, you pay 6 1/4, and your employer pays 6 1/4. Canceling the Department of Education. Student loans total value $1.777 trillion is managed by the Department of Education that is now going to the Small Business Administration. They are cutting 40% of the Small Business Administration. How can the numbers work that one person can cover that amount of work besides the work assigned to them by the Small Business Administration? Gabe Evans, you better grow a pair. You better stand up and quit being a political coward and answer the
I'm not a construction worker, so I'm going to use the microphone. My name is Cameron, and I grew up in this community. I'm now living in CD1, right across the border, but still subject to Suncor's air pollution. I have family in this district, and I have 2 people very close to me who work for the Veterans Health Administration. And Gabe Evans is putting out misinformation about DOJ supposedly surgically cutting positions, being very careful about it. And yeah, I am telling you firsthand that that is not the case, that federal workers, our civil servants, are being harassed and intimidated. They're getting emails encouraging them to quit their unproductive public sector job and join the private sector where they can be productive workers. And I see them working very hard, eating their lunches on the run. They are very proud of the care that they provide that's not available to veterans in the private sector. And they are being told that their keystrokes are being monitored, their cameras may be hijacked, and they are in a climate of fear, and they are trying to do their job in that environment. And this is completely unfair, and it's very harmful to them and to the veterans that they serve. And I don't understand how someone like Gabe Evans cannot understand that. I think that he does understand it, but he's scared. He's not fighting for us, and he does not appear to care about our community. I want to hear from him. I want to be assured that he does.
But he can count 2 minutes. Wow!
I guess I'm going to have to try to keep it to 2 minutes now. My name's Erin. I live in North Glen. I'm a special education teacher. And I'm here because I am always the voice for my students. I don't care about what happens to me. I'll survive. My students need me to stand up and speak out. And doggone it, Gabe, I'm an introvert. I don't like coming to this thing, but you forced me into it. So all I just want to say is just to everybody here and you that you need to support your teachers because they support our students. And above all, our students with disabilities deserve to be put first. I was a kid with ADHD. My teachers put me first. We need to put the next generation first. Please support education. No, please support education. We need it so badly right now. Thank you all.
My name is Brian. I live in Thornton and a resident of District 8, and I am an unaffiliated voter. Public speaking is not my forte, so it took a lot of courage for me to stand up today, but this is important. If we're going to the coward bootlicker Gabe Evans, who's a neighbor of the Trump administration, we must elect a representative that works for us. So if that opponent ends up being Manny, or anyone corporate PAC money. Without a politician that is bought by corporate money, we can enact real change for District 8. We need affordable health care that won't bankrupt us, cleaner air to breathe, and finally moving the Suncorp refinery that is actively polluting our district. Thank you all.
Hi, my name is Wendy. I am a retired public school teacher. I'm a 50-year resident of Thornton. In 2023, 4.4 million visitors came to Rocky Mountain National Park, spending $323 million supporting the town's Estes Park, Grand Lake, and the entire state of Colorado. The recent firing of park rangers is short-sighted and inexcusable. These lands are national treasures that we have a responsibility to preserve for future generations. Gabe Evans, your job is to represent your constituents, not just to play sycophant to the executive branch. To Donald Trump, keep your orange hands off our public land.
Hello, everyone. Hi, everyone. Hi, Gabe. Thanks for showing up. I live here in North Glen. My name is Alex Toombs. I walked here today. My 2 kids go to Adams 12 Public Schools. I am not looking forward to seeing their teachers not have enough funding. I feel like the closing of the Department of Education is turning their back on education of my own children. Speaking of turning their back on people, Mr. Evans, you love Trump? You were a law enforcement officer. You know what? He pardoned people who beat law enforcement. And these hardened criminals walk free. I have a minute, less than a minute. You know, Mr. Evans, the president seems to be firing everybody. He doesn't want Congress to exist. And when you're out of your ass, you know what you're going to need? Medicaid. Do your job. Show up next time.
We only have time for 3 more unless you talk really fast.
Oh,
and then we can squeeze in 4. So we got you. But we have time for 3. We may have time for 4 if we go fast. Go.
Okay. My name is Catherine Bowles. I'm a home health occupational therapist and I work with children. My specialty is babies that are in foster care, that have been drug exposed, that are in medical foster homes, and that have been in the NICU. Over 90% of my caseload relies on Medicaid to meet their medical needs every day. I also personally have a nephew who will be 8 next month, who relies on Medicaid for all of his medical care, for his therapies, for his medical supplies that make his life a quality life and give him function and participation. What Representative Evans is doing to protect my nephew, my patients, and all the thousands of people in his district that rely on Medicaid every single day. Cutting Medicaid is absolutely unacceptable. It is not okay. It is not an option. It will hurt people. It will kill people, and that is not an exaggeration. People that I know, I go into their homes, I meet their families. I have the privilege of knowing them and loving them and serving them, and you can't even show up to listen to them.
Hi, I'm Kyle. I live in District 8 in Northglenn. I care about our standing in the world, globally. Our allies and partnerships have helped keep this country safe and prosperous for generations. Donald Trump's appeasement of Vladimir Putin and his abandonment and Ukraine and NATO are making us less safe and less secure. I want to know what the congressman intends to do to speak out against this ongoing betrayal of our allies by this president. Thank you.
Solano, Manuel, and Manny. I came to Colorado only knowing how to speak Spanish. My dad had an 8th grade education. My mom had a 6th grade education. I got a doctorate degree from the University of Colorado. And I went to City High School, and I thought it was a great education. I have friends who are successful plumbers, successful contractors, successful everybody. They went to public schools. And I thank you for all. Support public education. We have to start supporting public education, public teachers, and you know what? We've been told that charter schools are better. Their teachers aren't certified. They don't have a specialty. They don't go through the problems of learning how to teach. Public schools do. Down, Evans!
Okay, we've got you and then one more. Okay?
Hi, my name is Jeff Eisen. I'm a resident of Frederick. I'm going to give you just a couple of things I'm concerned about. Number one, we have Homeland Security and ICE warrantless searches, arrest without charges. And one of the things that made me think about this today is because they can come in, make up charges. I was very concerned, frankly, for you. Because your daughter is way beyond the legal limit for cuteness. NOAA has reported CNN reported it today. I'm going to talk just a second about climate change. The average temperature at the North Pole in February was 36 degrees higher than normal. Next item. Waste, fraud, and abuse. We hear that constantly. Fraud is a crime. Where are the charges? Education. Does anybody know who has the #1 public education system involved? Finland. Who said that? You got it right. First thing that they did was they made it illegal to create private schools. Public schools is nationalized. Every school gets the same amount of money. Rich kids, poor kids, all go to school together. When people in Finland move, nobody asks where are the good schools because they're all equally excellent. And the last item that I want to mention, I don't know if any of you know this name, Magnus Hirschfeld. In 1930, Magnus Hirschfeld, who was a German physician, created the Hirschfeld Institute, which was there to assist people in all kinds of sexuality. It was the first place that trans kids could go and get treatment and get surgeries. That was in 1930. In 1933, it was the first place the Nazis went after. They killed half the people they found. They burned the library. It was the first Nazi book burning. So don't let anybody tell you that this administration doesn't reflect Nazism.
From the public today.
Hello, my name is Vanessa. I'm from Westminster. I dragged my husband up here against his will. But I have to talk about being blind in this terrible Gabe Evans and Donald Trump regime. I feel like the day that he blamed handicapped people for the crash with the helicopter and the plane, and he called out people, including people with no vision, dwarfism, deaf people, etc. I cried. I felt less than a human being in this country for the first time. I went to college and I worked my whole life in this country, and I feel like we have to help blind people with being able to use websites and being able to get adaptive equipment that helps us use Braille and speech. With DEI eliminated, that is what's being taken out of schools, that's what's being taken out of businesses. Businesses can discriminate and they do not have to provide accommodations. And if we want people not to sit around and be worthless and we want us to use our mind, please, Gabe Evans, stop this DEI.
CDA, been here 49 years. I'm a former coal geologist, please boo. I'm also a former environmental regulator from the state of Colorado. I'm also with TWNI and Indivisible. I want to say one thing. Gabe Evans put out a press release yesterday regarding Sanders and AOC being here. The only thing he said was, they didn't say anything about oil and gas. They didn't support oil and gas. Okay? He would rather support oil and gas than your health care, your education, any of the things that you need or want for your family. That's when he was a supporter of oil and gas, because he knows that's the only one people going to vote for him next time. So you got to remember that. Don't let him do that. Don't let him play the oil and gas card. As I said, I'm a former coal geologist, and I know it's bad.
Thank you. I appreciate your extra 7 minutes, y'all. I'm a stickler for time, but I just want to go through a couple of things. First of all, 323 of you. That, my friends, I believe is a movement. Next, I want to give y'all Gabe Evans' phone number in case you don't have it. His phone number is 3. Got it? Everybody get out your phone. Also, while you have your phone up, before you leave, you see all these QR codes over here on the wall? Please scan them and it will take you to the different organizations that you all can get involved in to make your voices continue to be heard, because boy oh boy, your voices are getting heard on the live stream and on this recording. Okay? You ready?
Is that his cell phone?
I wish it was his cell phone. I believe it's his office. Sorry, 3. Okay, here's a little trick. Don't hit 3, it'll send you to Washington. Hit 1 when it asks for something, and you'll actually get to leave a voicemail for somebody who listens. In case you were wondering, here you go. The phone number is 303-723-6560. 303-723-6560. If you want to continue this conversation, you can go to Linktree, which is part of LinkedIn, and go to CO District 8, and do you have his actual his DC number? I love you. His DC number is 202-225-5625. Thank you very much. Option 2. You need it again? Yes. You need it again? Yeah, I don't have my glasses. 202-225-5625. Okay? Yeah, there you go. Okay. Now.
Tell them about the 5 calls app.
What's that?
5 calls.
There's an app called 5 Calls. Okay.
It provides you with
things to talk to him
and
about.
It directs
So
to his DC office.
look up 5 Calls. You have a question? Yes.
On the committee in Congress that is in charge of all of the cuts.
He's on the committee that's in charge of all the cuts. Got it. Now listen. He does not leave until tomorrow. He is here. If you want to, we have comment cards in the back. If you have a couple of more moments, fill out a comment card and they will be delivered to his office before he leaves for DC tomorrow. Please take pictures of the post-its. Post everything on social. # Where's Gabe? The resource fair out in this lobby has the organizations that sponsored this event. We've got the Sierra Club, Progress Now, Indivisible Colorado. It has been my honor. I am so